Howdy YouTube. Attempting to work on the Blazer before the sun goes down completely today. We shall see. If not, it might be in two parts and you'll see one during the daylight. But anyway, she's not down completely and the moon's already up. So we got a little light, plus a flashlight. So yeah, anyway, O2 sensor. This is how to replace your O2 sensors. So first, my codes for sensor bank 1 sensor 1 on these GMs, that's driver's side before the catalytic converter. So particularly it's on the downpipe before the Y joins, and I'll show you that once I get under the car. So let's get to it. Alright, I got the driver's wheel and tire up on one of these ramps just to give me some more clearance. And yeah, she's leaking oils from somewhere. Has been, but it's getting a little worse. I don't know, I'll get to it. She still runs. So anyways, there's the cat. Here's the Y pipe that comes over to the driver's side, and let me get up in there. There's the O2 sensor, and now looking at it, well, it's still reading, so just not reading properly. No, honestly, I can't remember. And I'm not going to read the codes again. But it... I believe that's just a keeper. Yep. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. I thought the wire was broken. So, first things first, unplug it. You can get your freaking arm up in there. I apologize. There we go. Ooh. I might be able to get it one-handed. Aha! Very nice. So there we go. There's one sensor unplugged. So, move the light so you can see a little better. That's good enough. There's your sensor. Now, I sprayed that with PB Blaster before, but it's cold, and anyone familiar with O2 sensors, and by the way, I live in Pennsylvania, so Rust Belt. Let's represent people. But we're gonna have to heat that up. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. So I'll figure out what socket I need for that, and grab a fire extinguisher because safety is a factor, and grab my MAP gas torch because I don't have an oxyacetylene torch just yet. So. And we'll heat that bugger up and try to bust her loose. So, yeah, let's have some fun, shall we? Okay, I think I got what socket will work. MAP gas torch, PB Blaster, fire extinguisher. So let's climb in there and get to work, shall we? I'd say it's safe to say you should be wearing safety glasses and gloves. She's starting to glow a little bit, maybe. See her glowing orange? Shit, sorry. You see her glowing orange up in there? No, you can't see nothing. But take my word for it, she's glowing orange. Take some PB Blaster. Get her all nice and... Oh yeah. Smells good. Any words? It's not fire, it's just smoke. Alright. Oh, you ain't budging. Try a different angle on the dangle, shall we? Come on, there we go. Don't have to heat it up anymore. So that's dope. Tell you what, man, PB Blaster and heat will get. And then you just reverse the. I don't know if you can see any of this. Okay, so I got it loose. There's my ratchet. So let's put it in I'll put it in the other direction. You can spin that socket around and with it off, and then you can ratchet it to continue backing it off. Tighten, click the socket back, grab it, put it back and loosen, and back the socket off. Put it in tight and click the socket around. Get it back on your sensor. Loosen. And you can continue to ratchet the sensor out. And I'll show you why it's like this when I get to... Okay. Spray it, but anyway, it's the socket has. Oh, she's still warm. That's really warm, actually. But that's why you got to do it that way. It's not a. It's more like a wrench of sorts that hooks onto your ratchet, or a breaker bar. But yeah, so I'm gonna reach in there delicately by hand. Because this wrench is warm, so that's going to be really warm. I might cool it off. Oh, yeah, I was going to touch that. That's still smoking hot. So we'll let that cool. We'll let that cool, and as I was saying, I'll reach up in there and get her loosened. To the point where maybe I can spin it out by the wires and whatnot. And then we'll just slap the new one in. And she shall be bueno. Alright, so she's getting stiff again. She's getting stiff again, so... I'm sorry, my little tripod is in my truck. My truck. I have a truck in my driveway, but it is not mine. It is someone else's from the company, because mine is in the shop, busted, and I still gotta work. So there's just a little, I don't know what to call it, little hang up spot. Get the leather glove back on. Shove my mitt up in there. Oh yeah, there we go. And shaboom. Who knows how long that bitch has been in there. But we got a new one. And I gotta get some anti-sneeze. Put some anti-seize on those threads, please. Not a lot. You don't want to, and you don't want to get it on the sensor either. That's the sensor part right there where my finger's pointing. Just a little bit on the threads to make the next guy who has to do this a little happier. And that might just be you. You never know. So let's do it. Alright, it's dark. I still got flashlights though. Okay, this is an 04 Blazer. So if you have an 04 Blazer, this is your part number for with a 4.3. It's a Bosch 15896. That is the part number for your oxygen sensors. All of them. Do yourself a favor when shopping. Shop around. And by shop around, I mean check Amazon and Rock Auto. I've never used Rock Auto. I used them for finding part numbers, but I never bought anything off of them. But Amazon, I think this was $32. I checked Napa, O'Reilly's, CarQuest, Advance, AutoZone, and they all wanted $60+ for this. Summit wanted $55, I think, or $48. So you could save some money at Summit Racing, but you can save more on Amazon. So I'm sorry, like they wanted $65+. $72 for an oxygen sensor is ridiculous for this car. You know, it's simple, but whatever. There's your oxygen sensor. Let's see if I can hold my phone and the camera with one hand and do this. There is your oxygen sensor, and they already put a dab of anti-seize on there for you. So I apologize for that, but anyway, we'll get this sucker screwed in there. Okay, so we'll lose the cover. No, we won't. We will shove the oxygen sensor up in around the drive shaft first, making sure not to get anything on it. Then, with one hand, grab the oxygen sensor, pop the cap off, blindly. Oh, I need to put you down for a second. Blindly find the bung hole and get her lined up and start threading her in, which is going to take 2 hands because I also got to spin the wiring harness. So 1 second. Okay, I know you're on the ground, facing the ground, but as soon as you get her started, she goes right in there. And you can just spin the wires. Where'd you go? There you go. With it. So, there's a new sensor. And you want to make sure it's tight, which it is currently not tight. So, find my ratchet, wherever I put that, in my socket. Okay, so now to do the opposite. Fish the sensor through the socket there. Now, hold on. Take the socket off. I'm sorry you can't see nothing. This is gonna be shit video, but you get the idea of it at least, huh? So take the socket. That'll give you some extra leverage to thread her in by hand with. Alright. Take it off. She's seated. So it's got anti-seize in it. There's the crush gasket. A steel, I'm assuming steel or aluminum crush gasket. It's not copper, because it's not copper, it's gray, so put your ratchet on the socket there and just cinch her down. Snug. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. And I call that there snug. Pull your... That's in there. Now you just gotta reach up and plug it in. Find that harness. There it is. Put my hand up in there. Hello. There's the harness. Grab your plug. I'm gonna have to find where that... I don't know where the grommet thing goes. But the other one wasn't in either. So we'll just... I want to keep it away from the drive shaft. Don't want to rip the pigtail out of a brand new O2 sensor. So, grab that, flip it around, and there we go. That just clicked in there. And I will find where that hooks in the daylight. But anyway, I call that a fixed. So that's good enough. Boom. So that is how you replace an O2 sensor. And since you couldn't get a good view, what I did is you unplug it first. Find a plug and unplug it. Then you figure out what socket you need while it's cold, which is typically an O2 sensor socket, 7/8, almost all. That's all I have. So I don't know if they make different sizes or what, but that's all I've ever had to use was a 7/8 / 22 millimeter. And you get a torch of some sort. Now, granted, if you're down south, it might just fall out. but not up here. Spray with, get a torch, heat up the pipe and the bung. Try not to heat up the sensor as much, because you're trying to break the threads of the sensor loose, so you want to expand the bung before you expand the sensor. That'll open up a gap. You can spray with penetrating oil. I like PB Blaster. Then you get on there, you want to make sure you heat it glowing orange. Then you get your socket on a breaker bar or a ratchet, and don't break it, and don't try to break the bung, but bust her loose. Spray her with more penetrating oil, let her cool down a little bit, or all the way if you're smart and not in a hurry. Then you can unscrew the plug, the sensor. Take a new sensor. If it doesn't have anti-seize on it, put a little dab of anti-seize on the threads. Slap it in. Tighten her down by hand. Grab your socket. Tighten her down some more. Make sure it's seated against the bung, and that the crush washer is crushed and sealing. Then snug it up with a ratchet. Plug her in. You're good to go. O2 sensor replaced. Saved you a lot of money, I'm sure. Never paid to have one replaced, so but I'm assuming diagnostics fee and at least an hour of labor. So yeah, at the very least, I'm saying $200 to $300 saved. But cool. That's how you change your O2 sensor. This one in particular is on a 04 Chevy S10 Blazer with the 4.3 liter V6. 4-wheel drive, obviously. But it's very simple. Something you can do, I think, if you have a little bit of know-how and some hand tools. But yeah. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. A lot of my views, I've noticed, are not from subscribers, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when new videos are coming out. Social media, you can find me on social media. It's Instagram, Facebook, K30Crazy. Give me a follow there. And as always, I like to until next time, stay crazy and have a good one, people.